Started. Are we live? Right, let me share this with all. Social media announcements. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third round. Wait, that's a mistake on the title. But the third round of the Formula Virtual Racing Gran Turismo 7 Championship, conducted only by myself this evening. Unfortunately, my good friend and teammate Carlo Timizian could not make it this evening, so I'll be leading solo. So this evening we got our contestants on the Lago Maggiore GP loop, the forward layout in GT3 cars once again. So right now we got a few minutes until the qualifying can start. Unfortunately, I don't have my co-commentator with me, but we can do a little bit of a lap guide to let you guys get a flavour of the track. Let's choose the soft tyres. So we'll start the lap guide. So okay. Right. So on the left hand side we have the orange concrete there. Now that's going to be your braking in point, and typically, well, this is the wrong line really. You want to try and take it as an acute line, a V-shaped line into the corner, really hug just let the guys do the corners. Then exiting in second gear, you want to hug as much of the inside as possible using the grip on the yellow curb there. Then you want to really extend the exit as much as possible. Then, if you turn right, our contestants are not going to be using the west loop of the circuit, but there are some nice solid white lines which indicate the different lanes, and this has proven to me to be an absolutely amazing braking point. And then when the solid white lines are going to be your best friends in terms of getting a reference. So that was your braking point just then as the lanes were changing, and then the second white line is going to be your turning in point. You really want to hug to get the line of least resistance, hug the left hand side and hug the curb. On the right hand side you can see the orange barrier again. That's going to be your braking point again. Going outside and cutting inside, keeping the minimum speed as much as possible. Try and do your best to straddle the orange sausage curb there. Then you want to power out on the exit. Then it's flat out here. Again, Lago Maggiore has been a GT fan's favourite. It's been around since Roman times. So all of us in the higher splits have already got multiple braking points and references, and I really recommend, as you can see on the left hand side, there's the guttering on the left hand side. When the guttering ends and it starts to be grass, that's going to be your braking point. Then again, the guttering starts on the right hand side over there. That's going to be your turning point. You really want to keep the minimum speed as much as possible and then hug the curb. Power out on the exit if you want. Yeah, so in GT Sport we did not have this original pit lane, but where that white lorry is with the cargo box, that's usually my braking in point. And I'm sorry, we'll let our friend go there. Then you want to ride the curve there like a gutter. That really helps you keep the line of least resistance through there and prioritise the exit. This is just flat out now. We missed it a little bit, but as the sand starts, as the sand pit starts and the barrier ends, that's going to be your braking point. I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, that's the only problem with doing these lap guys. They're really good. Gives a really good insight, but yeah, so you want to straddle the curbs, focus on the exit. But yeah, sometimes it's quite difficult with the contestants practicing. Sometimes they don't realise the cars stop there. Finest awareness, but anyway. Between the two trees there, and wow. Between the two trees there. It's my braking point, and you really want to... So in Maggiore it's all about keeping the minimum speed as high as possible. And again, the curbs are your best friends. You can really straddle them into... There's a lot of grip on the curbs on Lago Maggiore. So now, go for a flying lap, so braking that. Try and straddle the apex when going tight. Keep the minimum speed as high as possible. Straddle the yellow curb better than I did there. Widen out the exit. Again, keeping the car as much on the curbs as possible. end of the guttering, hug the inside as much as possible, power out the exit, prioritise keeping the minimum speed as high as possible. Over the corners. Lorries. 4th gear exit in most Group 3 cars. Ride that like a gutter. Into the barrier. Straddle the inside, keep the minimum speed as much as possible. There we go. This is now flat out for most race cars. In between the 2 trees, or you can brake between the 100 and the 50 board. I find the trees are easier to maintain as a reference. That last corner, end of the curve. Oh, yeah, as Nathan Marriott, one of the contestants, has just asked me, just to reiterate, I will be doing the solo this evening. Let's go for another lap. Without so much, or just get a feel for it. You usually exit 3rd in most race cars. This car and drive is quite unique gearing. Flat out for these 1 or 2 trees. Yeah, you really need to focus. Straddling the curbs to get the grip and maintaining the minimum speed so critical. Right there. Copy that, so we're going to, hopefully that gives you a good enough flavour. So yeah, hopefully that was informative enough. Unfortunately didn't have the time to really give you a proper quality lap there, but it is what it is. So we're now starting pretty imminently, so Lago Maggiore is it's a Gran Turismo fan's favourite. It's it gets a lot of hate for being quite a cheap copy of Mugello. It's used to absolute death by Polyphony, but so this is kind of the butt of the joke that PD is so unoriginal with their combinations. But this is personally the forward layout, which our contestants will be trying this evening, is personally not my favourite. I much prefer the inverted, the reverse layout. So yeah, what we really need to look out for this evening is mainly smart racecraft. This was in the official season last year. We had GT4 cars, so about 10 seconds a lap slower, and you didn't necessarily need to have the fastest pace around the track over a lap. But all you needed to be was smart. It's very easy to. It's a very high-speed track, especially the second half of the lap. It's very easy to involve yourself in unnecessary battles. You can see people 3 or 4 wide going into the banked curve in sector 3, which you'll lose time hand over fist, which yeah, can really damage your race time. And since this race is nearly 50 minutes long, it's all about thinking about the long game. So what I'm most interested in personally is really who's going to be the most smart with their racecraft, who's going to be the most patient. I think this is one of the only tracks on the game where patience is rewarded, really. I wonder if we'll see some of our contestants try to work with each other during the stints. It's long stints. Yeah. Tyre wear is also quite high, so it's absolutely critical to have a smooth steering inputs everywhere to preserve the front tyres. Oh yep, and yeah, that's a force of habit sometimes. So yeah, this is Rami Azam, one of our favourites in this championship. Has been on minorly underperforming in the last couple of rounds, but the Porsche 911 is a sensational car around here, so I'm very excited to see what's possible. And already we got the qualifying commencing, so see what our 12 contestants are going to do. I hope the music won't be playing in the background. I've received some feedback. Yeah, you guys do not like music during the middle of the race. Let's hope that doesn't start off. So we got Xavier Maynard leading the pack in his yellow Mercedes-Benz GT3 car. Mercedes-Benz, a very popular choice for this season, as it's a very well-rounded car, very easy to drive. Does not require much skill, but at this track, the Mercedes-Benz was quite frankly flying at the last round of Brands Hatch because of the monstrous traction. But Lago Maggiore is quite a. Oh wait, I'm gonna. What is it? Okay, apologies about that. We just wanted to make doubly sure, but no music will interfere with the broadcast. So, as I was saying, the Mercedes-Benz has been very popular choice and and rightfully so, because it's such a strong car in Group 3 right now. But Lago Maggiore, especially in the second half of the circuit, it's very high speed, and Mercedes-Benz really struggles in the higher gears and has not got the most downforce. I think the car which is being driven right now by Nathan Marriott is very well suited to this track. The BMW M6, an absolute monster in high-speed corners because of its superior downforce. So Nathan Marriott's had a quite challenging season so far. Really struggled to get the M6 or the potential out of the M6, but this track is much better suited to his car. So I'm curious to see what he can do. So going into the first corner right now. Already much smoother. Exiting in first, which is very weird. Because yeah, the BMW M6 is not exactly the most stable Group 3 car. Quite a lack of traction with that huge turbocharger. Let's see what. So yeah, pretty smooth lines. Gets a good exit there as he pummels down the straight. Now going into the hard braking zone. 32.6 sector 1. Exiting in second gear again. He's using very low gears in this car, which surprises me actually. Granted, I'm not very good at this car. Braking between the lorries. Exit in third gear, then he's going to ride the curb like a gutter. And then yeah, it's just easy flat in this M6. Got such superior downforce to everything else. It's now flat out 240 kph, barreling down the straight with the absolute the thunder, which is that V8 engine noise with that huge turbocharger. Hard onto the brakes, 260 kph, hugging the inside curve. All is wiggling on the exit of the bank curve. Now another flat out section. See what sector times. So 1 minute 25.8, respectable. Hurls the car to the extremities of the circuit, Oh, and that's a half-second penalty for Nathan Murray, which is a real shame because that lap was definitely much better than average for him. But yeah, he's got plenty of time. He's got 10 minutes to try and sort that one out. So Nathan Murray's going to now cross the line with a first lap of 1 minute 53.874. Unfortunately invalidated for Xavier Maynard. Cross the line with 54.6. Oh no, goes wide on the first corner. And we got Rami Azam, our favourite, one of our very favourite drivers, on a 1 minute 53.660 in his Canadian liveried 911. The 911 is very... This is not the strongest track for 911, but Rami's experience over 7 years of playing sport mode is really coming to help him at this stage, and he has a very comfortable 3.5 tenth buffer to Pierrot in the 650 Group 3 McLaren. Pierrot's been kind of an enigma so far this season. It's been kind of a story of what could have been. I think Nürburgring GP, some strategy mistakes kind of damaged his chance of getting some strong points. He did set the fastest lap at the end, which was very impressive. And then, yeah, just as we were singing his praises, Brands Hatch, things just slipped away from him. So I'm curious to see how he can deliver. Maybe third time's the charm for him. So currently our top three is Rami, Pierrot and Tyler Davison, who had quite a strong outing last time at his home Grand Prix, Brands Hatch. However, he's still, I'm sure, no doubt, filled with vengeance after he was the victim of a very muscular and, in my opinion, disgusting piece of racecraft against Peter Kramer, who could not join us again. And Xavier Maynard won 54.2. Promotes himself to P4. Maybe he's got more in the tank as that first corner was very wide. And as Mr. Ati Timgren in the Corvette, one of our underdogs of this season, goes P3 over 1 minute 53.9 as Pierrot proves once again 53.9. As Ricky Debris. Yep, 55.0, about a second off the pace. Let's see if he can gradually evolve as the session progresses. We've got Felix Schumacher. Yeah, struggling with a 56.5, quite far off the pace. Let's see if he can claw some time back. We've got Mr. Cameron Hill, who unfortunately has a half-second time penalty. He's very aware, very smart. Lets his friends go to minimise carnage, basically. Oh, he goes wide there. Real shame for him. So yeah, in the chat let us know who your predictions of the top three are, but I think Rami, after quite an underwhelming first 2 rounds from him, I must say, he's at the moment really clutching up. It's really nice to see, because I was actually for a short while teammates with Rami Azam, and I know that when this dude is motivated and puts the time in, he can be genuinely a threat to anyone, even guys like Valerio Gallo and all those SS drivers. I still remember when he was motivated to play the game in day one of this Gran Turismo 7. Also, let us know in the chat, like, it's been more than 2 years since Gran Turismo 7 was unveiled. Do let us know, do you think it was better or worse than Gran Turismo Sport? I think trying to compare it to the titles such as Gran Turismo 4 and Gran Turismo 5 would be disrespectful to the older games, but there's quite heated debates with the upper split drivers, which game was better, Sport or 7. It's Mr. A. Timgren again, consistency, just 2.5 tenths off now, 53.922. So let's see if he can try and keep building on this momentum and try and promote himself past Pierrot, because Mr. A. Timgren, our dark horse, performed so phenomenally in the first round at Nürburgring GP. Always we have a little bit of a half spin from Mr. Abe Gobabi, who has 5.5 tenths away from pole. This is he's doing much better than the previous rounds. I think he's just gradually building up to it. But yeah, as I was saying, Mr. Aitimgren was one of our. He was a dark horse. He really surprised me in a pleasant way in the first round of Nürburgring GP, where he drove very consistent and strong pace with a slightly weaker Corvette Group 3. He's on for another podium in Brands Hatch until he made quite a very costly error at the first corner. So you clip the your wheels onto the curb, you're pummeled into the wall there. So unfortunately that was Mr. Aitimgren's race ruined. Let's see what he can do now. Now he's definitely going to want redemption after quite a disappointing outing at Brands Hatch. And we see that he's improving. Everyone's improving. Green sectors left, right, and centre at the moment. Greetings, Play Dutchie. I hope you're doing well. This unfortunately we don't have Carl Etiemizian, my co-commentator, with me this evening. So unfortunately you're going to have to do it with just me. Rami Azam 53.5. Just gradually building up to it. He's on a roll, is Rami, right now. Got James there, 53.8 in the Mercedes-Benz, very solid lap for him. Got Nathan Murray at 54.1 in the M6. This is, I must say, although the M6 is much more suited to this combination than the previous rounds, he's definitely made a step forward just in general. Execution, behaviour under pressure. You can be really proud of himself, and just again for this, with all due respect, quite laid back league series. The top 7, only 5.5 temps separates the top 7. That's and only 2.3 temps from P2 to P7. I think Rami Azam's in a world of its own. I think that experience from GT Sport is really coming to fruition here this evening. So everyone's on their last laps to see if anyone's going to be able to bash in some green sectors. And now Mr. Aitimgren's finished. Unfortunately going to be at most P4 for him this evening in qualifying. Yeah, no, very smart of Mr. Aitimgren, just gets out of the way for everyone. I can't begin to tell you how frustrating it is when you're on a strong qualifying lap and like your heart's racing, your brain's focused on getting the fastest lap possible, then someone obstructs the racing line after they make a mistake. So that can really upset you, a driver. So Mr. Aitimgren very thoughtful indeed there. Have we got any more improvements on now? We got Xavier Maynard. Minor improvement up to 54.028, but that only puts him P6. 4 temps away, P6. Very tight field to us this evening. We got any more improvements? Ah, Nathan Marriott, nice to see that. P7 in the M6 after having absolute dog's day of race 1 and race 2. This is more like it from him. I hope he can keep building on this momentum going forward. So right now our top 3, or the confirmed top 3, is Rami Azam, James, Pierrot. Only 3 temps separating the top 3. Very good effort from everyone involved. Shout out to Aitimgren as well, because we say it time and time again, the Corvette is not the strongest Group 3 car. It's far inferior to cars like the McLaren, Mercedes-Benz, so to be 3 tenths off is very impressive. So, whilst we allow the race to start, here is your top 12. So we got Rami Azam, 53.583, pole position by over 3 tenths, showing the front row of him is James. Then on the second row, 50. And we had Pierrot and Mr. Aitimgren sharing the same lap of 1 minute 53.922, sharing the second row and sharing the same lap time. Not great effort, but I suppose because Pierrot set his lap time first, he can get that 3rd position. Then the 3rd row is occupied by Tyler Davidson and Xavier Maynard. Only 17,000 separate between them. The 4th row is occupied by Nathan Marriott and Cameron Hill, who again, only 12 thousandths between them. But everyone here has to be commended for really pushing very hard in qualifying. The gaps are very close. Top 9, 6.5 temps, very impressive. Then we got Mr. Ave Gorbali occupying the 5th row with Bonival, who unfortunately has had a much harder qualifying than previously. I wonder, maybe the pressure got to him, maybe the Aston Martin is not suited to this circuit. We'll see over the race what he can do. Very, very consistent driver, so I'm looking forward to see what he can do from being mildly out of position. Then we got Ricky and Felix Schumacher occupying the last grid, and all Mercedes-Benz last row. I don't think Toto Wolff would be particularly happy about that one. So that's a good rundown. Let's see the race starting imminently. Yeah, Rami. So yeah, as Rami's just communicated on the chat, the Porsche 911 is struggling off the standing start. That's surprising to me because 911 is mid-engine and naturally aspirated, but Rami knows best. It's his car. So it's going to be. I'm knowing that the Porsche struggles off the standing start compared to the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 2020. Mercedes-Benz being one of the very best cars off the standing start. This could be absolute popcorn first corner. I'm very looking forward to seeing who can be the most clever. The start is absolutely critical. Those are the main pressure points of the race. Then over the course of the race, it can get, because of the very wide nature of the track, a lot of overtaking opportunities around this layout. I really think it's not even going to be the battle of the strategies. It's going to be the battle of the mind. Who's the most patient? Who's the most willing to cooperate with the drivers around them? So whilst we wait for this race to start imminently, yeah, just let us know how you're doing in the chat. Like, I'm doing well. I hope everyone else is. As Nathan Marriott, the host of the lobby, communicated the race is about to start, wishing everyone a good race. Let's have some fun, guys. At the end of the day, there are no prizes on offer for this championship, but races like these can be absolutely essential to one's development as a driver. So we also have full start check this evening. Contestants revving up their engines. It's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's go, go, go for the Lago Maggiore Grand Prix. As, oh my goodness, James bogged down the start, must have jumped the start there. Unfortunate for him, did so well in qualifying, but that gives Rami the space into the first corner, leading the pack comfortably, and we've got Pierrot edging just behind him there. And we can see Mr. Aitengren struggling off the start there. Nathan Marriott, 5th place, not bad at all considering the M6 struggles off the line, and we got someone going very wide there. It's Ricky, unfortunately got tracked out there. Got Felix Schumacher, who's got the tight inside line though. What can he do? Down the inside goes Felix Schumacher, leaves the room on the outside with that. Abe Gobabi's had an absolute dog's dinner at the start. Will try to get the cut back. They're going to go 3 wide into this fast left-hander. Round the outside tries it, Abe Gobabi, and he's going to make the move work. Oh, and Abe Gobabi, yeah, lost it on the curb there. What a disaster for him. Unfortunately, that's what a shame for him. And yeah, retires from the race immediately. I don't blame him. What a shame for him. That's 3 starts and 3 did not finishes for Mr. Abe Gobabi. What an absolute shame for him. I mean, had a really promising little qualifying. Then, as we see Ricky lunging it down the inside, Felix Schumacher clipping the curb on the exit there. But 3 starts, 3 DNFs for Mr. Abe Gobabi. What an absolute shame for him. I mean, qualifying was a huge step forward for him, but unfortunately on Gran Turismo they still have not resolved the problem of curb glitches, so that's when you have as Felix Schumacher keeps the tight line inside. Nice move by Felix Schumacher to promote himself up to P11, but yeah, there also has been curb glitches. Been a problem since G Sport, and unfortunately that destroyed the race of Mr. Abe Gobabi. So he got Rami's half a second buffer to the car behind. Now it's hit. Now he's got the clean air, he's got the capacity to do what he wants.
see what he can do. He's had quite an underwhelming first 2 races. Could this be his time to shine? Clean air, just getting the rhythm. We know that Rami is an excellent driver on his day and when he's motivated, so could we see some of his magic this evening? And we've got the McLaren boys P2 and P3 doing... Well, I must say they did quite a good job on the start because the 650 Group 3, this huge turbocharger, is quite difficult to launch quickly, so good on them. Got Mr. Attengren who started. This is actually looking quite good for Mr. Attengren. He avoided the carnage at the start, but is on the medium compounded tyre. We're expecting 1 stop here. It's not like Brands Hatch where the 2 stop was an optimal strategy, because here at Lago Maggiore the pit loss is so much more, it's 20 plus seconds, so we're expecting to see some 1 stops this evening, or nearly all the grids are on 1 stop. But looking around him, got Nathan Marriott, Cameron Hill on the soft tyre, lunging down the inside there, trying to make hay while the sun shines, as Nathan Marriott gets a little bit of a wiggle and projects himself into the gravel there. But yeah, so we got Mr. Attengren, Nathan Marriott, and Bonnie Owen. Got Xavier Maynard lunging down the inside, trying to make hay whilst the sun shines on that fresh, soft tyre. So what Nathan Marriott needs to do, he's really out of position at this point because he's around cars with 1 grade softer tyre that can equal 1.3, 1.4 seconds a lap of raw pace. So he just needs to position his car smart, try and limit the damage as much as possible. And it's all about being smart, especially over a 50-minute endurance race. So I hope he can use as little time as possible. And he's got Bonival right up behind his exhaust there. Bonival, who's after a bit of a dog's day of a qualifying session, is holding on to the back of the soft runner. So we know that the V12 Vantage is not the strongest car on the front tyres, so will Bonival have to really do a longer stint on the medium compounded tyre, maybe come back towards the end and converge with the pack, because yeah, the Aston Martin's tyre wear is no joke, no joke in a bad way. So curious to see what he do. And we got the VCR boys, the Patina boys of the Kingdom of Boca Raton will be very proud of this livery. I think I will go and download this on my Mercedes-Benz in the garage, although I'm not part of the team. We've got P6, P7, and we got some team orders as James, who after an absolute, has such an excellent qualifying, unfortunately just fumbled the start, probably got a false start check on that, put him back down. But the team orders with his BCR teammate Xavier Maynard, cooperating, very smart. I respect this. I think James here is indeed got a bit more pace this evening, so as he tries to lunge it down the inside, Mr. Attengren, I think he bounced him off and Mr. Attengren goes wide. Yeah, no, this is not good for the total time of Attengren, because he needs to lose as little time as possible as the soft tyre runners pummel him. He's getting to a rhythm there, but moments like those wide, being tracked out by all of his rivals, is not looking good for him, as Nathan Marriott can really smell blood here. We run at P8, second of the medium compound tyre runners. He's doing much better than before. I know the M6 is much more suited to this layout because of the downforce sections, but he has to be commended for making a significant step forward this evening. So we got Rami Azam absolutely dominating the moment, 54.5 in the race, and already has got a 1.7 second buffer to Pierrot, who, yeah, as the race is going to progress, this is going to be quite an absorbing race at Maggiore. Whilst the track can induce a lot, the layout can really induce some phenomenal racing. The high-speed nature, the flowing nature of the course really amplifies that. Yeah, so it's not going to be easy to in these Group 3 machines to really be at each other's exhaust throughout the race. So we'll see quite an absorbing Grand Prix. I reckon we'll just be seeing. We'll try and get a feel for who's got what pace at the moment, and consistency is absolutely critical, and racing smart, because I can tell you it's so tempting to get into 3-4 wide battle here, but that can just absolutely destroy your total time. It's the consistency what matters, especially over a 50-minute race. So let's see where everyone's at. But yeah, at the moment it's looking like a pretty comfortable. This is a dream start for Rami Azam, already 1.7 seconds clear. Who has quite impressive front tyre wear relative to the field. I mean, the 911 is not the most extreme MR in the world, but still, it does wear its front tyres if you're not careful. I think Rami Azam really is in the groove at the moment. Got a 1.6 or even a 1.8 second gap to the McLaren driven by the Frenchman Pierrot. But I must say, look at the speed of the Porsche out the hairpins. I think that flat 6 naturally aspirated rear mounted engine really helping it for the very technical first section. Slow speed corners is what the Porsche absolutely adores, and it's alright in the higher gears and on the high speed corners, but nothing compared to Nathan Mario's machine, the BMW M6. So we got Xavier Maynard with a half-second time penalty, which is really going to damage his race, but always have to wait till the end. First, to finish first you must finish, as they say. So, yeah. Got Ati Timgren at the moment, who's the net leader of the medium compound tyre runners, who at the moment stands every chance to win, in my opinion, because knowing Lago Maggioire's layout, very winding corners, very high speed nature, that can absolutely it's a tyre killer, this circuit. So starting on the mediums was an amazing strategy call, in my opinion, because the tyre in that medium compound is non-existent. But starting on the prime tyre and then switching to the options will, in my opinion, be 5, 6, 7 seconds faster over the total race distance. So whilst Mr. Ati Timgren's only in quite a mediocre 7th place at the moment, I think it's everything to play for. Yeah, Rami's flying at the moment, 54.553.4, absolutely very consistent at the moment. Consistency is king at a circuit like this, and even more so when the race is this long, nearly 50 minutes. Every guy will be required to make a pit stop. But we'll see how the Porsche behaves over the race distances. My co-commentator, who could not be with us this evening, Carl, always reiterates the Porsche on the harder compound tyres, because it's got naturally aspirated flat 6, it's mid-engine rear drive layout, it just gets faster and faster. It's a momentum car, and on the harder compound tyre, this 911 can be almost unstoppable in certain combinations. So curious to see when Rami bolts the medium compound tyre, can he further cause more divergence, can he extend that gap even more? I hope for him, because he hasn't had the finest start to the season, but at the moment he's just reinforcing my opinions of him as an excellent driver. Just the first couple of rounds not go as so ideal for him. But yeah, curious to see as Pierrot, who I think must be on a DualShock 5, has got significantly more front tyre wear at the moment. Front tyre, the Maggoire is a front tyre killer, so yeah. But at the same time, the McLaren 650 Group 3 is since it's the strongest car in Group 3 on tyre wear. So whilst in contrast, the Porsche 911 is average on tyre wear. So I'm curious to see if Pierrot can converge the gap a little bit over the course of the stint. I know he's struggling with the front tyre wear, but in a mid-engine rear drive car, it's absolute. The front's. Oh, we got two people in a row. Got James and Cameron Hill both in the Mercedes-Benz, both with a half-second penalty. They'll be looking to try and make hay whilst the sun shines and really extend the gap before it's too late. Otherwise, Xavier Maynard in the other BCR Mercedes-Benz 2020 will be able to pounce. Half-second penalty loses you here about 1 second. I really think that. I mean, do let us know in the chat what you think about the track limits in general on this on this game, but in my opinion there should be a system similar to ACC and iRacing, like strike system, because on some circuits like Interlagos, where the penalty zone is half a second, it is half a second worth penalty, but tracks like Nürburgring, Nordschleife, a 1 second penalty sets you back 4 seconds, and if we're being honest, violating the track limits gives you what, half a tenth, 1/10. I think it's an overly harsh penalty system, and I hope that for GT8 or maybe even GT Sport 2 they can do their best to try and find a solution to this, because it really, in my opinion, it really can kill the drama and the suspense of a race, knowing that a half second penalty is that harsh. Also, with this penalty zone philosophy that Gran Turismo adopted since Sport, it can be also very dangerous. Like the closing speed can be 50-60 kilometers an hour, and that can really result in dangerous accidents. So I hope for Gran Turismo 8 or the next installment they'll a more realistic or a less crude way of serving the penalty, because these penalty zones, in my opinion, really kill the suspense of the race and are overly harsh. But yeah, Rami's just, every time I look back to Rami, the gap is just getting bigger and bigger. The field is really diverging. Rami is in a world of his own at the moment, which is really critical for him in that Maple Porsche 911. So we got the McLaren boys, P2 and P3, so this is going to be great points for the team. However, I'm sure Tyler Davison wants to further put his mark on the championship. I mean, he was very unlucky on the first round. He did nothing wrong, but then got bullied out the way. But second round, second place and fastest lap. I think, how should I say, Pierrot has definitely exceeded my expectations and has outperformed in qualifying, but over the race distance it's a whole different story if he can keep Tyler Davison behind. So curious to see who's going to be the lead McLaren at the end of this 25 laps period. But yeah, I think at this moment in time Tyler Davison really is the fastest McLaren of the two at the moment, because he's able to break that shield in the dirt here. So let's see what Tyler Davison will do. Undercut, overcut, move on track, but I think right now he has every chance to get another silver medal. So let's have a look how the rest of the guys are doing. So we got James P4, who, what a shame for him. I mean, he qualified so well, then just threw immediately at the false starts. No one is immune to that feeling, you know. I mean, in top split, sometimes you do the grid start, the false start check, and you see even the best people who have qualified for multiple live events are viewed as the best in the world, and sometimes even them can get a little bit too excited and release the handbrake too early. So it's a shame for James, but it's a lesson for him. Every race, in my opinion, especially at this level, is a lesson for the drivers trying to improve. I mean, obviously our fields are relative. Like, I'm up against people who drive the game like a profession. These guys are a little bit more laid back, but what both styles of races have in common is the competition, the motivation to do well, and the adrenaline. I mean, every race has some form of buzz in you. Like, even though it's just a virtual race, you can really get carried away by the hormones and just science. Like, you just want to do the best possible job you can. You get pumped up, blood's running around your body. Your brain's getting dry from all the adrenaline. But in my opinion, racing participation is principle, as they say in France. It's just the most important thing is to participate and just gain confidence. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You can try healthier eating. That's what I would recommend to some top split drivers. Just healthy eating can really help you maintain composure high pressure circumstances, but the most, it's just being comfortable. It's being comfortable and working outside your comfort zone. And whilst, how should I say, to some, this hobby, what we do is regarded as just driving virtual cars around in circles aimlessly. I think it's really good to sometimes to just work outside your comfort zone, just practice working under adrenaline. It's not easy. Everyone's bound to fumble. Everyone's fumbled. Even the best in the world have fumbled under the adrenaline, under the harsh conditions. But I think that this hobby, what we do, has definitely some transferable life skills. Maybe not so much by playing PlayStation, but just in general, compete and just how you respond to adrenaline and the difficult scenarios outside your comfort zone. But yeah, we got the Mercedes-Benz boys, 4, 5 and 6 at the moment, who at the moment is Xavier Maynard with by far the best front tyre wear. That's those soft tyres. Let's see if he can extend those and just, yeah, on Gran Turismo the harder tyres are lava. You want to stretch out the softest compound as long as possible. That's why you see people in the higher splits just drive until the tyres are on the rims, just when they have 0% tyre life left in them. So at the moment it's Xavier Maynard who has nearly twice as little tyre wear as Cameron Hill and James there. So curious to see what he will do. Will he be able to go for savage move down the inside, or will he be able to overcut his rivals? But yeah, the Mercedes-Benz proving such a popular choice. I think roughly half the grid have selected this car for good reason. It's so easy to drive, it's so well rounded, confidence inspiring, got an absolute Mercedes-Benz train at the moment, and I think these guys will be disappointed how they have not been able to really exploit the soft tyre, because Mr. Ari Timgren is the leader, and as Nathan Marriott picks up a half-second track limit penalty. Shame for him, but yeah, huge step forward for Nathan Marriott, who's had a really challenging season so far. This is much more like it for him. But Mr. Ari Timgren, just 4.6 seconds behind the second soft tyre train, so I'm very excited to see what he's going to be able to do when he bolts that soft tyre, and he goes quite wide there. I hope he hasn't achieved a half-second penalty there. The track limits on Maggoire can be incredibly inconsistent sometimes. This track has never been my favourite personally. However, I wish the race this evening was on the reverse layout. That's a driver's circuit. All the World Tour drivers love it in reverse. But, yeah, the GP loop is it's loved for a reason. And you see as Mr. Ari Timgren goes quite wide there, like picks up dirt on his tyres. Dirt is really going to prove a detriment to the pace. Oh, and someone has retired. Oh, it was Rick Debris. What a shame for him. I mean, he had quite a respectable start to the season, but he's going to be going away with no points, which is a real shame. And he's just, unfortunately, race director, which I am. I missed quite a crucial part of the race there for Bonival, who's pitted on at the end of lap 10 for a fresh soft tyre. 15 laps. Now the VTOL Vantage is not the strongest car in front tyre wear, and from what I understand, Bonival's on the DualShock 5, so that's going to be quite a tall ask for him, tall order for him. 15 laps on the soft tyre, but let's see what he's able to do. It's all about the consistency, really. And if he can ride that soft tyre down to the rim and just position himself in the right place at the right time, he can get a very pleasing result out of it. This is what I was saying a minute ago, participation is principle. Like, we had 2 rage quits this race so far, but if the order stays like this, everyone's scoring points, which can really, every little helps in the championship. So congrats to everyone still going. Like, obviously when you spin it, I can't begin to tell you how frustrating it is. The emotions get to you. You want to just stop or smash your equipment, but no. Like, for example, James had an absolutely disastrous start, lost 10 seconds, but he hasn't given up, and I think that's really commendable. I think the mindset of these drivers, although maybe the skill level might not quite be there because they don't put the time in, their mindset is correct, and I really respect that from these drivers this evening. So yeah, very nearly halfway through the race, and unfortunately, race director, we missed Tyler Davison get past Pierrot there. I think Pierrot, yeah, track limits. It's really easy to pick up a penalty there. So, oh well, it's a shame for Pierrot, but this has been actually an excellent performance from him this evening. I mean, he's outperforming relative to his normal position. The P3 is doing very well in the championship. Yeah, I think as well the tyre wear starting to kick in for him. I mean, that's quite a sizable gap in the front tyre life. So yeah, with Pierrot, it's just going to be a learning experience now. I think in the future he'll try harder to just maybe steer a little bit less, maybe preserve the life in the tyre a little bit more, because tyre life and consistency is so critical in an endurance race like this. 50 minutes, everything can happen. That's almost, in fact that's more than half of the Formula 1 race distance, because F1 on average is like 80-90 minutes without safety cars, so it's just consistency. But yeah, I'm expecting to see a flurry of pit stops in a minute. I mean, Rami Azam in about 2 laps is going to completely destroy the rear tyre. The Porsche's not exactly the strongest car on the soft tyre, but I think on the medium compound he's going to really be I think unstoppable even, because that Porsche with its mid-engine layout, the naturally aspirated flat six, just yeah, so strong on the harder compounded tyres. So let's see if he can maybe even extend the gap to 10 seconds by the end of the race distance. That's how good the Porsche is on the harder compounded tyres. Yeah, I got a little bit of lag for Pierrot there. Yeah, I can tell you that. Please go into racing with stable internet connection. You have no idea how sometimes even like this, on your screen you might not even be disrupting the other competitors as Pierrot goes a little bit wide. But only 13 laps on the soft tyre for Rami Azam, so he's peeling off into the pits. I think he just wants to exploit that Porsche's comparative advantage on the harder compound, the medium, the compounded tyre. But yeah, please race with a stable internet connection here. It can cause real damage and frustration to your competitors, especially if they have practiced quite a lot for their races. No, it's not your fault. Same time, it's nobody's fault. It's just very frustrating. But I would not, how should I say, recommend driving with Pierrot's internet connection. But with an endurance race, the field's very spread out. I think he's very he won't have to get too involved in lateral racing, but yeah, just in future try not to race without internet connection. So Tyler Davison's just gonna. So the Porsche, every car in Group 3 has its own like little comparative advantage. It's like little strength. So for the Porsche, as we mentioned a few times, it's the harder compound of tyre. It's a momentum car, it's a confidence inspiring car. Whereas in the McLaren, it's the higher rev range and the higher gear. So in 6th gear the McLaren is a very, very strong car, and it's the best car in Group 3 on tyre wear. So this means that Tyler Davison can just run his own race, go for an overcut, just really eke out the life of this soft compound of tyre. Yeah, I think Pierrot is going to have to box this lap on at the very latest next lap, because just a couple more sectors and his front tyres will be very flat. And you don't want flat tyres because the cliff in the performance different. And yeah, Tyler Davison, I'm surprised he didn't go for a couple more laps really. I think that soft tyre really had more in it there. But yeah, conversely for Pierrot, it was absolutely critical he pit that lap, because the pace differential between a tyre which is 99% worn and 100% worn is really savage. It's 3 seconds a lap, so it's absolutely critical for Pierrot to box at that point. So Mr. Harry Timgren. So yeah, 14 laps on the medium tyre, perhaps a little bit too long, but time will tell. I mean, the Chevrolet Corvette's not a good car on tyre wear, so yeah, we'll see what he can do. We'll see if we can converge, but yeah, to the field. But yeah, with that disgusting undercut by Bonival, he's already back up onto the exhaust of Cameron Hill here, so yeah, but 15 laps on the soft compound tyre in an Aston Martin might be a tall order unless he finds a way to just steer a little bit less through the high-speed corners, but time will tell. We'll see. But yeah, Cameron Hill, very cold tyres, going to be like a snail sitting duck on the first couple of laps. Oh, and as Cameron Hill accumulates another half-second penalty on track limits, a real shame from that's just going to give Bonival the 6th position. Curious to see what if Bonival can make inroads on Pierrot, because Pierrot is only 5.5 seconds ahead and 10 laps to go. We calculated that the soft tyre is probably about 1.3 seconds a lap faster than the medium, but so see what my goats really, because Bonival is driving the Aston Martin and I'm an Aston Martin fan because Seb Vettel was driving it. I'm a huge Seb fan, but he then passed the torch over to Fernando Alonso, if you will, so that's why you'll see me advocate Fernando Alonso on social media and so on and so forth. And yeah, so we have now, that's more like it really. James had the correct initiative, just drove that soft tyre till it was flat. But I'm surprised Xavier Maynard in the other Mercedes-Benz, the BCR Mercedes-Benz, surprised he didn't go a little bit longer. I think he had more life in him there. 15 laps, very impressive. So yeah, Bonival, yeah, this is what I was saying earlier at the start of the race. It was consistency and his patience, wisdom with your racecraft, because Bonival on the face had quite a quiet start to the race, but because he was consistent, because he has and that's Xavier Maynard, huge moment on the exit there. Well, Bonival tried to pounce as we ride on cockpit camera. He's going to lunge down the inside of Xavier Maynard, who's on that freezing cold medium compound of tyre. That's Bonival promoting himself up to 5th place, but I wonder if he can now try and snipe James here. Just a tiger assassin. Yeah, as we were just saying, like Xavier Maynard, I think he should have extended on that soft tyre a little bit. Real shame for him. I think he pit too early there, could have limited the damage there, but Bonival on the face had quite a quiet little race, but because he was consistent and wise, he's got every chance of maybe possibly even getting onto the podium, as the gap to Pierrot on that medium compounder tyre is only it's just under 5 seconds. I think anything can happen. He needs to make light work. He needs to be very smart right now. How is he going to dispose of James here, who's got 1 grade harder compound tyre, so it's going to be seconds a lap slower here, so he's just going to need to find the correct place to pass. Now, the Aston Martin V12 Vantage it's a handling car, not the finest on the front tyres, unfortunately, but it's very fast in the technical low speed corners. But the second this car goes into 5th gear, it's finished, so Bonival's going to have to try alternate lines, maybe look for just a different philosophy, different approach, just find a path to get past James here, because I think Bonival this evening has a very good chance to get on the podium, but he needs to find... Oh, and as James went very wide there, that has to be a time penalty. I'm really sorry. Right, that's really surprising. No time penalty, but that's going to be possibly dirty tyres. That's such a... Yeah. James very wide, very wide. His tyres are dirty, he has no grip. I think he's just going to have to let through Bonival there, who, after a very poor qualifying qualified 10th place, but has already promoted himself up to 4th just by driving smart. And now he's got 8.5 laps and 4.6 seconds to try and get himself onto the podium. I think so far Bonneville, as well as Rami, has been my driver of the day, and yeah, he gets a bump draft there from James there, who just realised that the way to limit the damage this evening is just to work with. No, I must say I'm very impressed this evening by not only everyone's respects on track, but everyone's wisdom. Everyone's just driving. Everyone's driving with their brain, which cannot be said about some of the top split drivers this season and the official. Obviously, the stakes are so high, like multiple world tours worth thousands of euros the trip. You know, the community experience, meeting new people. People are desperate to achieve that. You know, differentiate themselves from the pack. You know, like it's esports at this level. Well, perhaps not at this level, but the level I operate at is something you can even put on your CV, in my opinion. So that's why probably everyone's so desperate to do well, and it reflects in their driving stands. But everyone here, very wise, very respectful of each other. I'm very impressed. So yeah, but the only problem for Bonneville now is that the Aston Martin V12 really struggling on the front tyres, and he pit ugly early. He pit lap 10, so will Bonneville's front tyres make it to the end of this race? I'm looking forward to seeing what can happen there. Now let's see Rami Azam, who, yeah, I mean, he's in a league of his own. 5 seconds to the next closest driver, and that Porsche is just going to be boring to look at how fast it's on that medium compounded tyre. But Tyler Davison holding on in there, who, yeah, obviously non-scorer or like low scorer in the first round. Not really his fault there, but looking on course for 2 second places, consistency is key over a course of a championship. So congrats to him at the moment. Hope I don't give anyone a commentator's curse. Oh, it's Felix Schumacher. He was not running last for a while, but I wonder what's happened. There's maybe a technical problem. He's in auto drive, but I hope he can resolve the issue and just keep going, because he's on course to score points, even though he's a minute and 20 behind the next closest guy. Yeah, so Mr. A. Timgren 54.5 last lap. I mean, with his strategy, it's fair enough. He wants to tie left towards the end and pounce towards the end, but the only problem is I think he could have left it a little bit too late, because he's got 7 laps to make up 5 positions, which, I mean, it'll be entertaining to watch. But yeah, as we see Bonneville, I think he's gonna don't underestimate the resurgent James, who, yeah, I mean, he's gonna be resenting himself after messing the start up like that. I mean, it's a real shame for him, but as Bonneville soft tyres degrade, could he come back towards the end and get the 4th place here? Every point is critical. Yeah, I think Felix Schumacher just, yeah, I think it's just given up. I mean, yeah, no, that's not really the spirit. You should never give up, in my opinion. There's always something you can learn, even if you're lost and minutes behind or the race. Same with esports. Same with, I don't know, a swimming race or a like physical sport. Yeah, it's going to be blue flags. Yeah, I hope he gets it out of the way as quickly as possible for Rami Azam, causes as little disruption as possible after that weird situation for Felix Schumacher. Yeah, must say, Porsche on the medium compounded tyre, I was expecting he'd make a stronger gap, because Tyler Davison's performing very well on that medium tyre. And yeah, Felix Schumacher just going to get out of the way, but everyone, I must say, I am phenomenally impressed by everyone's respects and sportsmanship this evening. I mean, I would go as far as to say they're more sportsmanlike than the top split drivers at the moment. So congratulations to everyone involved, really. And as Mr. A. Timgren slots himself up into P7 on that, so now is his time to just bang these nice corners in nice sectors and just use the soft tyre life, the fresh tyre towards the end of the race, and be a a thorn in his rival's sides here. Let's see how quickly he can dispatch of Xavier Maynard on that medium compounded tyre. Yeah, race director on this game, the camera views aren't exactly the most refined. I hope they fix that for GT8. But yeah, 6 laps remaining. Let's see what he can do. So I'm going to look for alternate lines here. Can he maybe get the switchback third gear exit? It's really, what's really good about this circuit is there's so many overtaking opportunities. Xavier Maynard's got Atty Timgren lunging down the inside. Absolutely critical move for Atty Timgren now. Up into 6th place. Bonneville 3.5 seconds ahead. 80% less tyre wear. Let's see what Atty Timgren can do. I think podium is probably an echelon too far for Mr. Atty Timgren. I think perhaps as James another half-second penalty that he will fall right into the clutches of Atty Timgren, who just set a 1 minute 54 380, overtaking a rival of his. So I think it's safe to say Atty Timgren is by far the fastest driver on the course at the moment. But maybe he left the pit stop a little bit too late, because yeah, he's going to find it difficult to get onto the podium from here. But 4th place, it's anyone's game here. Yeah, I think Bonneville pulled the trigger a little bit too early on the pit stop. He's going to be doing, by my calculations, at least 3 laps with dead tyres. With 0% tyre life left, you're losing 3 seconds a lap, so it's going to fall into the clutches of his rivals. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, and unfortunately we missed that. Let James promote himself back past Bonneville, who's on the literally driving on rims at the minute. But yeah, I wonder if James can get that 1 second gap out and maybe rejoin the race ahead of Bonneville, who, yeah, I mean, it was admirable. 15 laps on the VTOL Vantage soft tyres. Yeah, it's probably possible, but these guys have not really focused on tyre life. I think they don't practice how to steer this. So here's what it is. But everyone's sportsmanship has been exceptional this evening. Very, very, very impressed. So yeah, as James pulls off to the side of the road, can he rejoin ahead? No, he can't. He's going to have to. It's going to be an exciting race for P4 really, because got Atty Timgren converging on that fresh soft tyre. Got Bonneville driving on rims. You got James on that medium tyre. The medium tyre right now probably slower, but it's getting better and better as the race progresses. Oh, and a huge sideways moment for James there. Really, really lucky he did not spearhead into the wall there. Good on him. But yeah, you can tell Bonneville pulled the trigger far too early, because now he's a sitting duck compared to James on the medium compound. Mercedes-Benz, if we were being honest, faster car as well than the VTOL Vantage. It must be applauded that Bonneville is on the Aston Martin. Not the most orthodox choice, but as James down the inside goes, James, he bumps Bonneville off a little bit there. He's waiting for him. Incredible sportsmanship. Not every high-level driver would wait there. Huge respect for that one. But yeah, you can tell, unfortunately, Bonneville's just finished at this point, because he's got dead softs against new medium. As Mr. Atty Timgren lunges down the inside, goes Atty Timgren. Can he keep it respectful? Yes, he can. But James is going to have the exit on the outside. They're going to go too wide. They're going to go lateral into this 160 km/h corner. Atty Timgren is going to try hold around the outside there. Can he do it? No, this is phenomenal racing. Phenomenal racing. They go side by side for the 6th corner now in a row. This is amazing racing, but yeah, Atty Timmerman's got the drive. He promotes himself up to 5th place. He has to go defensive, trying to break slipstream. James trying to scare Mr. Atty Timmerman into a mistake, but to no avail. So, this will Bonneville will be very light work for Atty Timmerman right now. So yeah, Atty Timmerman on course is scoring some strong points for his constructor Chevrolet. Oh, he goes a little bit wide there. James trying to pounce there, but now he hasn't got the drive. He hasn't got the grip on the exits, so yeah, he's just going to duck in behind. But yeah, good points. But I wonder what he could have done with perhaps a little bit, maybe running more laps on the soft tyre, because I think it'll be an echelon too far to reach Pierrot. Yeah, I mean, Bonneville is causing a huge traffic jam at the moment. He's got 4-car train behind him, and I think, fortunately, that's the demerit, that's the other side of the coin of doing the undercut with a car which is not very strong on the tyre wear. So, yeah, he's now going to pay the price, but Bonneville's driving exceptionally consistent. He's not really putting a foot wrong. Like, it will be difficult for him to maintain the 4th position, but he's positioning his car in every right position. So it's the art of motorsport. You really have to position your car in a way which makes your rivals struggle to get past you. But the art of motorsport is defending with perhaps alternate lines, but not letting it overly intrude your raw pace. But yeah, Atty Timmerman's got the drive in that Corvette. That Corvette has a stronger 6th gear, so he's going to breeze past the V12 Vantage there. So that's Mr. Atty Timmerman back up to 4th place. I think 4th was the maximum he could have achieved today. So just we have it. Oh yeah. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, I think 4th place he knew was the best he could do, so he just wanted a little bit of fun. Did the longer stint on the mediums. Come back. I hope Felix Schumacher is able to despawn out, but yeah, 3 minutes 40 behind the lead. What a shame. Oh, as Tyler Davison accumulates a 1 second penalty, that's gonna... Can't do too much of that, otherwise Pierrot's gonna pounce Hughes. Pierrot pouncing this evening, I'm very impressed by him. 3rd place, huge points for him, and such a huge step forward. I think everyone's had a nice step forward this evening. I know, yeah, we've unfortunately missed Xavier Maynard having a 2 minute 22 lap 20. I think he's had a howler there. Huge spin there. Yeah, Nathan Marriott, after a promising start, has unfortunately fallen off the fringes of the slipstream train, has not been able to quite keep up, but this is a huge step forward for him this evening, and I respect that. So we've got 2.5 laps remaining. Any nice battles? Yeah, no, I think Bonneville just sitting duck. Nathan Marriott could even have a chance to get him towards the end of this race, but this Lago Maggiore GP been very absorbing, but I've had a lot of fun watching it this evening. I think a lot of different strategies, a lot of different times that were chosen to pit, and it's produced a pleasantly surprising amount of clean racing. I think everyone's phenomenally respectful of each other, so well done. But yeah, unfortunately the undercut by Bonneville has not paid it any dividends, so he's going to be defending for his life to finish P8 really, because Nathan Marriott in the M6 has got 30-40% better tyre wear at this point, so it's going to be an absolute sitting duck. I mean, it was admirable what he tried with that strategy, but did not pay off, unfortunately. Yeah, so as Rami starts his last lap, I think this has been a dominant display from him. He can really be proud about how he bounced back from a mediocre first 2 rounds. I'm very, very pleased for him, because we all know what Rami is. We all know that Rami is a talented driver, and he's finally delivered on that talent. And he's going to be, without commentators jinx, an 8-second gap in nearly 50 minutes to his nearest rival, Tyler Davison. Good effort from him, really. So yes, unfortunately for Timgren, 6.1 seconds. I think probably needed a little bit more pace on that medium top stint to make his strategy work, but it's going to be good points for the team, really. 5.8 seconds, it's a bit of no man's land there, so... Oh yeah, so we got for the P7 here, good points here. They're going to be fighting for us. Nathan Marriott on that fresher soft tyre. He's going to try and negotiate his way around Bonneville, who's a literal bus right now. A literal London bus right now with his... he's got no front tyres left. Both corners. So yeah, real... fortunately the strategy did not pay dividends for him, but... He conducted the race very consistently, very clean, and I think everyone here deserves plaudits. Mario's going to try around the outside, 260 kilometers around the outside. He's going to get the drive, he's going to get the grip. Light work for him around the outside of the banked curve there. Impressive move from Nathan Marriott, who deserves all the plaudits for taking a huge step forward this evening. Meanwhile, Rami, yeah, of course, celebrating in style, 8.7 seconds. Comfortable win. Congratulations to him, phenomenal effort there. Tyler Davison crosses the line second with pure an excellent podium. Very proud to him. Mr. A. Timgren. Could have been what could have been. Still good points for the team. James, good recovery. Cameron Hill, 6th place. Quite a quiet race from Cameron Hill, but 6th place nonetheless. Good effort from Nathan Marriott to get 7th place. Huge step forward. Bonneville, unfortunately the strategy did not pay dividends. Xavier Maynard with an absolute dog's day in the office, a real shame for him. But yeah, I think Felix Schumacher just, I don't know what happened to him. Perhaps demotivated. Yeah, it's participation's principle. So at least he didn't DNF, which is yeah, just since since about lap 15, just bad enough of the race. But yeah, congratulations to Rami, who had a statement of a drive this evening. Pole position and the victory by over 8 seconds. Proud of him. Congratulations to Rami. But yeah, good race to watch, guys. Really enjoyed it. So to run me through the order, final order, we got Rami Azam, 48.27 finish time in the Porsche 911. Huge maximum points for him. And a fastest lap as well, according to the timing screen. So, dominant display from him, really. Then we have Tyler Davidson. Nice P2 for him. Consistently second. Nice job from him. Pierrot, amazing performance from him in third, rounding out the podium. Then in the major point positions, we have Atty Timgren, James, Cameron Hill, Nathan Marriott, Bonneville. Fortunately, the strategy did not pay off for him, but still, good effort. I mean, the top 8 separated by 20 seconds on a near 50-minute race. Bad at all. Yeah, Xavier Maynard, unfortunate for him. And yeah, Felix Schumacher rounding out the classified runners, 10th place, 2 laps down. Shame for him. Our non-finishers are Rick DeBreeze and Abe Gobabi, who I must say, yeah, I hope he can finish a race at some point, because he's just had everything against him. But yeah, well done everyone. And yeah, that will conclude the broadcast this evening. Everyone, thank you. Yeah, well done, Rami. Major effort there. Well done. Crazy. Well done. And well done, Atty. Well done. As well, Corvette's not the best car there. You all delivered really well. I really have to commend you guys for the sportsmanship this evening. You guys honestly drive more clean than top split drivers, so that's something you can be proud of. And yeah, you guys all have the right mindset. You guys don't give up. You guys understand that the race is not won in the first lap, and that's not something which cannot be said about the best in the world. So yeah, great job, guys. And on that high note, I'm going to end the broadcast here. So I'm thankful for everyone who came and gave the stream a watch. Thank you very much for watching this evening and sharing the race with me. And I really hope you enjoy your weekend. See you later, guys.